Hello, my name is Madison Tobias, and this is my digital story submission for Ento 322, the Monarch Butterfly Project. My group actually did our project for the apiary, which is actually centered on bees, not so much butterflies, but the project was kind of the same because bees and butterflies are both pollinators. For my project, my group had to research pollinating plants in Texas and how they affect bee population, and we had to make a PowerPoint on that. So first we contacted the director of the apiary where they study the bees, and she gave us our task, which was to research all the different pollinating plants in Texas from A to Z, and each of us had a certain amount of letters for the pollinating plants that we would have to do, and I was in charge of getting pollinating plants from D through F, so any pollinating plants that started with the letter D through the letter F. So during my research, I had to find 2 plants that bloom in the spring and 2 that bloom in the fall. So for my plants that bloomed in the spring, I found the Erigeron strigiosus, or the daisy fleabane flower. And this plant is a small breed of daisy that flowers annually or biannually. It's a herb with spatulate leaf shapes that sprout flowers with yellow central discs surrounded by thin white petals. It's a pollinator for bees as well as butterflies, and that one blooms in the spring, as I previously mentioned. My second spring plant was the Fragaria virginiana, the Virginia strawberry, and it's a strawberry, and it blooms in May or June. It's technically a herb, so it blooms small, round, white flowers, and of course it produces strawberries as the fruit. It attracts bees and butterflies, and obviously wildlife that come to eat the fruit. And then I had 2 fall blooming plants as well. The first of these was the Eupatorium serotoneum, the white boneset flower. This is a perennial herb that blooms from September to November. Its flowers grow in small white clusters, attracting primarily bees and butterflies, and it's distributed across the country in a variety of habitats, including Texas. And my second fall flower, and the last flower that I did, was the Euthymmia gymnospermoides, the Texas golden top flower. This is kind of like a weed. It's technically classified as a herb, and it blooms from the late summer to early fall. It grows in long, erect stems capped with dark yellow tufted flowers. It's of specific value to native Texas bees, but it grows across the country. So, unlike other groups, this was all that we had to do. We didn't really do any actual planting, or we never even met with the lady who was in charge of all of this. That's not true. My group leader did meet with her, but the entire group did not. It was kind of last minute because I have the feeling that this wasn't organized super well. There was definite delays in the planning, design, and things like that, but life happens, so it's no big deal. And we still did a really good job with the PowerPoint. And I do believe that this research is very important because, as many of you know, there's a problem with the bee population and how it's been going down, and they're not really sure why. So it's very important that we study plants that are pollinators for bees, because if we can plant more of these plants and learn how to interact with them and how to make them more prolific, then we can increase the lifespan of bees and help bees population increase, because they'll have more food and more flowers to live around and to help improve their lifestyle, as it were. So that's quite important because our economy and our environment, a lot of that depends on bees and other pollinators, not to mention just the survival of all the plants that we have on the planet. So it's definitely relevant for human survival and for the protection of our environment.